Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are continuing on with our career, and we are in Arisa. We're going to take 22 tons of medical equipment to Napoli because part of the cost is the ferry. Alright, so that's why it's actually so much more, is it's covering the ferry cost. This actually wouldn't be too bad. You know, it's significantly less distance by almost 100 miles. But it is 60 cents less per mile, which to me is significant. So we're taking the medical supplies. Current job, freeze the wind. I like that. Alright. Alright. I actually put my parking brake on this time. You know, once I start getting other trucks and other drivers, I will use those trucks from time to time. I'll trade off. Just for the challenge, you know? I'll start doing things like that, you know? It's like, alright, here, give me this truck that I bought and, you know, you can drive my truck for a while. And if you get into an accident, I'll kill you. That's something that really should be in the game as well. I want to make sure I do this before I forget again. I'm pretty sure it's under gameplay. Trailer stability, rain probability, braking intensity. No? Controls. Steering sensitivity. I want a little bit more out of this. Okay. Right. Not that enter, that enter. Let's grab our medical supplies. Yeah, this feels a little bit better. I will say backing by that small mirror is a little difficult. It's smaller than the one I used to use. Wow, I actually had to bump that trailer up to fit under it. Oh well, it's fine. No, yeah, that was the right one, I guess. We're good. We should definitely level up on this trip, though. So that's good. Yeah, the small mirror mod I used to have made that mirror a square instead of a tiny rectangle off to the side. Made it a really small square, which gave me a better view. There is another mirror one. I may go check that one out. Yeah, I may go check that mirror mod out and see if there's a difference, because it gives me a good view while driving, but while backing up it's really difficult. So I will look into that for sure. Wow, look at that. He's actually riding pretty high in the front from under the weight of that trailer. At least it looks that way. I haven't gotten the physics mod. Again, the main reason being I'm recording all these in one day, so I'm just not making any mod adjustments. while I'm doing my recordings. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to do, is all. It's not too late. I really don't need to have my lights on. It's just dark where we are because of the shadow of the mountain that we're in. We're going to come out from under that here, and we'll be in some nice brighter areas. I like to look at that dump truck trailer. I'm actually kind of hoping to get to haul that. You're right, sunset in our face. Why not? We need to slow down. So my main goal for this trip is to try to not get a speeding ticket at all. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm really aiming for right now. That actually was a beautiful silhouette right there. The truck coming down the hill like that with the sun behind it. That made a nice silhouette. Too bad I didn't snap a picture of it. You know, for hauling 22 tons, with only a 360 horsepower engine, this actually isn't doing bad. 30 kilometers up this grade with these corners, that's pretty good. Is that a speed camera? No, that's just regular lights. Just made it. Just made it. Now we get a guy passing us. Can't blame him. Can't blame him at all. I'm gaining on you. Look what that passing did for you. You got nowhere. Right. Easy traveling right now for sure. I don't think we'll hold on this grade. No, we're already losing speed. Maybe. Just because we're already reaching the top, which eases out the grade a little bit. Yeah, we'll be fine here. mind taking a trip down that side road. Mainly because we're forced to travel over a road we've already been on. So. Well, yeah, and the Skybox mod. I wanted to see if I could find a Skybox mod. Because, the sky is always gray, whether it's going to be sunny, it's always like cloudy and gray skies. And I did have one, like I said, that turned it blue. And then it would cloud over and become gray. So I am definitely going to look into that. So those are the two next mods I'm looking to add and make sure that my game is stable. There's a Skybox and maybe a physics mod. Definitely check out that other mirror mod, see if the mirror is a little bit bigger or if it's, a little bit better vision. I still prefer this mirror over the big one, the standard vanilla one, because I get more vision off to the right, so it's a little easier at intersections to deal with. Although you could just turn it off at the intersection then turn it back on, but that's annoying for me because I don't have it on a convenient button, yeah. The heat's causing that load lag to be a little bit more noticeable than normal. Now we get some speed under us. There's really no traffic behind us. I mean, I think I can see some movement way back. What I mean is we're not causing a pileup. And we shouldn't be too far from the... I know that I'm bombing right now. Just, I am aware that I got some speed going on. We shouldn't be too far from the ferry already. Man, it's already getting dark. I guess maybe it's going to rain? Yeah, I should put my lights on at this point. Alright, I need to slow down because we're... Oh no, it's not a town. It's the railroad tracks, to which the train just went by, so it's not bad. Yeah, I didn't bother to downshift there until the car started picking up speed, because there really wasn't a lot of point until then. Very, very nice. It's a little disconcerting to look down at the GPS and see that I still have 750 kilometers to go. But then you realize that a good 300 something of that is ferry distance. I don't remember being on this road. We must be headed for another town to take another ferry rather than going straight across. Because it seems like up until this point, or no, maybe, yeah, maybe this is that wooded road I came down and I just didn't realize that it was next to a lake. Stay on the road. That could be possible. Just a little extra speed there for the downshift. So we got another long upgrade here. Not steep per se, but that, you know, seeing that sign with the windsock, that really is something I actually wouldn't mind seeing come to the game. Wind, maybe even icy conditions, although you really don't see weather unless it's a mod. But like when going over bridges, you know, you could enter an area and it could get windy, and then crosswinds really change the behavior of your truck. You know, I experienced it driving a bus. There are plenty of places in Hawaii that get very, very strong winds, and when you get broadsided, you know, driving a bus, you know, it really does, you know, despite the fact that you're a multi-ton vehicle, plus you have all the luggage, plus you have all the luggage, and then you have all the passengers, you still get shoved sideways pretty damn hard, and you need to compensate for that. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that come to the game. You know, having to deal with crosswinds, headwinds, tailwinds. I really need to up my fuel efficiency, but it's really going to have to wait. I think the last time I played, I unlocked everything at once, then did long distance, then unlocked fuel, and then ADR. But I'm not sure. This time I'm going ADR. Although I may start putting points in fuel early on. Again, I'm not sure. Yeah, we've been on this road. Yeah, this is the road I turned off on. I think we're good. We're going to have a bit of a tough downhill here. I'm not overly fond of getting past, to be honest, but what can you do when you're on grades? If you wonder why the white line breaks up like that when going around steep corners, is the game was never actually made to deal with this kind of steep yeah, Yeah, the game was never really made to deal with this kind of steep, sharp corner. So when you're going over it, the pieces of the road that were made to build that section actually have separation in them. So they tend to pull apart like that. Oh, there's our toll. Lovely. I say I'm looking off to the side for some reason. Yep. Bit of a corner. Need to slow it down because we are approaching a toll area and I don't want to get jacked with a speeding ticket, so I'm trying to avoid that. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. So far it's my only mistake. That's, if it remains my only mistake, that's going to be an improvement. Oh man, there's been a temperature change and I felt a cool breeze come wafting through here. It feels so nice. It's just so nice. The cool breeze coming through. Alright, 60. 60. Let's do that, shall we? Not 61. 60. Okay. Okay. Now when it says 80, I know that it could be more than 80, because apparently that's how high that thing goes, is 80. So I know that there'll be like sharp corners coming up. That's fine. The road's going to move over, it looks like, so I'm going to do that now so I don't have to deal with it when I get there. I'm really trying to get, hoping that somebody on Gift of Games comes through and can help me get Prison Architect. Just the look of that game. I've been avoiding it because it's been an early release and I'm a little bit iffy about, you know, some early releases. I usually wait on them. Although this one has remained, you know... Oh God, really? I would... Well, that goal's blown. Man, I thought I was doing good. I felt like I was cruising at a good speed. And then that happens. That sucks. I've gotten at least one speeding ticket, more often than not 2, on every run. And that really needs to stop. Yeah, I wish I could just cruise over like that truck did. Oh, there's 4 of them to deal with. don't know why I'm doing big trailer strats. I just am. I think we're good for high beams here. Just wake everybody up in the houses. It really is a sharp corner, man. We don't have to worry about our exhaustion because we will actually reset our exhaustion meter on the ferry. Which we should be fairly close to. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'd say this should be it here. Really doubt anything's going to come out this road. I did pull into the... yeah, I pulled into the right area. I'm pretty sure because we're going here that we're going there, so here we go. Yeah, I like where you actually drive up on the ferry boat. I think that's really cool, and I wish that asset was used more often. Kind of figured that it would be daylight when we got here. And speaking of which, we don't get to drive up on this ferry, but we do get to drive off it at least. That's something. Yeah, we only have 187 more kilometers to go. And we'll probably fuel on our next run. I honestly should be going out this way, so I probably screwed that up. Alright, we're just gonna keep momentum here. I really do love the assets like the big container ship, even though it looks like it's made out of concrete. Although there have been ships in the world that were made out of concrete, and I understand, like back in World War II. Alright, so as you saw, the game crashed. It happens. Fortunately, it didn't ruin any of the footage. That was my main concern. Is that some of the footage got ruined. And now my frame rate is tanking for whatever reason. And it shouldn't be. I've had this issue before. I'm going to see if I can fix it real quick, so there'll be a little jump in the video. Just hang on a moment. Alright, maybe that was a bit of a bigger jump. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better than what it was, so that did help. So I apologize for that, for the crash, even though there's nothing I actually could have done about it. It's still, you know, it's pain in the neck in the video, and then I apologize for that frame rate jump there, you know, where we actually skipped forward a little bit. It happens, where, you know, the main way that I've found to fix it is to shut fraps off and then turn fraps back on again. I honestly thought I was going to get a ticket there. I saw it turn yellow and I just kept going. I really felt like I was through the that I was through the light enough to not get one, but you know, that ship out there in the water that you saw, that old three-master out there, as aesthetically pleasing as it is, I kind of looked at it and realized logically it doesn't make much sense. It's a three-mast ship offshore in the ocean, okay, and it's a fair ways out there. It doesn't have any of its sails up, so it's not moving. Well, then why is it there? You know? And you know, there are plenty of other reasons that you can come up with. It's, you know, well, it's, you know, it's just seeking shelter in a harbor. Well, there's no storm unless there's one offshore, I suppose. I hate when I do that. Yeah, I was hoping that he would actually get by me enough that I didn't have to slow down, but it didn't work out that way. Alright, so getting off the ship subject, because I'll talk myself in circles on that one. You know, there's a lot of little tweaks in this game that could be made to this game to make it like so much better. Now, I don't want it to be like a full-on simulator, because I think that would be too much for a lot of people. It has to maintain some of its casualness, right? It has to. But I think what would really help make it better are just, you know, little tweaks, like, say you're on a rush delivery, yeah? And your stamina meter's in the red, okay? Just for argument's sake, your stamina meter's in the red. You're getting ready to start incurring fines if you don't pull over and start getting some rest soon, okay? So you have to rest. But if you just pull in and rest, you're gonna go over delivery time, you know? If you rest your full 8 hours, you're going to go over delivery time. So why can't you set how long you want to rest? Let's say by resting 8 hours, you'll go over delivery time. But if you rest only 4 hours, you can still make your delivery, and then you can rest, you know, the extra needed time afterwards. You know, and by doing this, you could bring your stamina down, your stamina issue down a little bit, and you know, you'd bring your. I'm getting, my mind's trying to do too much at once. I got several topics running through my head, and they're colliding into each other. So let me try this again. By doing that, you could bring your stamina down some so you could continue the trip and make the delivery on time. And then you could stop and choose to rest 4 more hours to make it a total of 8, but take a minor hit. You know, maybe you won't be fully rested because it was broken sleep. Or you could choose to take the extra time and get a full 8 hours of sleep and get a full rested stamina bar. This would be, I feel, a little more realistic towards how truck drivers actually drive. Because truck drivers don't they don't always sleep a full 8 hours when doing a delivery. You know, in their logbook, they have to show X amount of rest time per X amount of driving. You know, for however many hours they spend on the road, they need to show X amount of resting time. And if I remember correctly, they're not allowed to have more than 60 hours on the road in a week. But you don't have to worry too much about that second part. But I think it would be a little bit more consistent. You know? In that you could set how long you want to rest. You know, when you're done with a delivery, you can rest a full 8 hours. But when you're driving and you're, you know, maybe you've suffered some issues, traffic, bad weather, accident, whatever, and you are looking at being late, well then to me it just kind of feels like you'd be better off being able to set your rest time for a specific amount and then making up the rest of the time when you're done. And if you don't get a full 8 hours afterwards, then you get a minor penalty and you start off a little tired, you know, like what I have right now on my stamina bar. You see that little bit of shaded blue? Because I didn't rest a full 8 hours, I did 4 hours of resting, say 2 more hours of driving, and then decided to rest just another 4 hours rather than rest a full 8 hours. Because I had chosen to do that over getting a full 8 hours rest at the end of my run, I start with a little bit less stamina, so I can't drive quite as far. You know? That would give me a little bit more of a tool to use. Although, granted, because of the way the game is, you rarely run into an issue where you need that. But, you know, anything's possible. You could make the game so that that's possible. You could make it so that you run into issues, you know. You run into an accident and there's a single file lane that's moving very slowly past the accident. In American Truck Simulator, you know, we don't have camera boxes and mailed speeding tickets. We actually, well, you know, Britain does as well, but, you know, we have only police officers. Britain, Europe, I should say. I don't know why I just said Britain. Europe as a whole. Ooh, yeah, I was a little scared of that corner. And I should be scared of the next couple coming up, so I should wing it down just a little bit. And I should be okay. Although, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm like right on the edge of what's safe in this truck right now. That corner wasn't so bad. But I don't know, it makes sense to me to do it that way. You know, oh, I was saying, you know, so hopefully, like, if you're speeding and you go past a police car, you just won't get a random speeding ticket. You know, the police will actually come out and you have to pull over, and then you have to wait a little while. I was looking at the mountain, which looks like an erupting volcano, and it is actually an erupting volcano. I'm going to pull over here a minute, as I'm pretty sure I have the time. Brake. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that off, that off. My. Well, that's a scary thought. Let's grab a screenshot of that. The screenshot interrupted the volcano erupting. Oh, that was pretty cool. Alright. Mirror back, that's back in the truck. I'm going to hit the gas on this, just so I don't roll backwards. And we're almost done with the trip. So it's just things, you know, it's just things like that that I think would make the game better. Little tweaks. You know, having to deal with police and being pulled over and having to wait to get your ticket. Oops. Rather than getting your ticket while it's still on the move, you know. Having to deal with accidents and traffic jams. Don't crash on me, baby. Again, well, part of the issue could be that the volcano taking up a little bit of resources, but again, just the sheer heat right now. I mean, I am sweating to no end. You're kidding. Grab another screenshot with my actual what I'm delivering, because now it makes sense of why I'm delivering 22 tons of medical supplies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd need medical supplies if I was living in a town next to an erupting volcano as well. And I have a feeling that volcano is what's causing my my frame rate to tank right now. Usually in towns I get 30, sometimes 28, so it's really not that bad. I'm getting like 20, 19, 18, 16, 14, 13. But it can't be helped. You know, I was hoping that some of this issue would be addressed with the... It's not much more powerful, but my new video card. I went from a 570 to a 660. And some people say, "Oh, that's a downgrade." It's like, no. The 660 is actually better in every way, except, oh, it looks like it stopped erupting. So it must be the town that's taking it. Either that or eruptions don't show in mirrors. Okay. Although I can understand why the eruption's not showing in the mirror. I can understand why the eruption's not showing in the mirror. So, for this section of the video, and maybe the next one's quite possible, my voice will go out of sync with the audio, because I tend to have that issue if the frame rate goes too low, because I render into 30 frames a second. So if I go much lower than like 25, I think, frames per second, then the audio will unsync from the video because it's actually rendering it at that quality. So I really can't help that. I haven't figured out how. Alright. Let's deal with this. Hopefully I've got enough, yeah, I've got enough room to turn the trailer properly. I want to be careful not to go too far. Looks like we get a good back in. Very good. Alright. And we made level 8. Awesome. We will unlock our next ADR. Alright. So, there's a shop right up here that we can rest at, which is nice. Yeah, I'm trying to be a bit of a bully here in getting out. Well, my frame rate's a little better. Not much, so not having the trailer helps. But yeah, my 660, I did a side-by-side comparison of the stats. The only thing the 570 had over the 660 was the memory was a little bit faster. But everything else about the 660 was better than the 570 in that. And the 570, I had an issue. I couldn't play or do anything in like DirectX 11, you know, I think this we're at 11, whatever the highest DirectX is. I had to do everything in DirectX 9. So, you know, anytime like Far Cry 3, I couldn't use DirectX 11 because the game would just crash. I had to play it in 9. Same thing with World of Warcraft. When I went back to that for a little while, the game would just crash every single time I would play. And I would have issues and lockups, and it just didn't like it. And I wasn't the only one that had that problem. Plenty of people had that problem. Plenty of people had that problem. With the 570, and NVIDIA never did anything about it, and Warcraft couldn't do anything about it. You know, Blizzard. So, anyways, let's check out what our next cargo is going to be. Price per distance, 20 tons of acid. Not bad. Oh, wow, we actually got a lot of interesting cargoes here. We've got a lot of interesting cargoes. An AMX 30 36-ton tank for 9,000. That's nice. And back over the same ferry. Damn it. Where's that going? Ionia, looks like. So that is a different area, even though I'm going to have to go through the same bowl. Actually, it looks like a different ferry drop-off. I could be wrong, though. All of them are going back over the same area. All of them are going back over that same area. That looks like a really interesting cargo to tow right there. There's a lot of interesting little cargoes in here. I guess I don't have a lot of choice. 1370. I mean, none of these on the first page are not going over that ferry. Yeah? So, and we're talking 1324 to 1370. That's a major difference. And you even go below that. That's a double ferry run, which is why you get 10,000. You know, that's local, but that's only 4,000. So I'll probably take the tank because it's only 2 cents less, and you know, I like hauling this kind of trailer. This one isn't too bad, and it's really only slightly more than an hour's difference. So that's fine. An extra hour at 2 cents less, so we'll probably take the tank next time. Oops. Oh yeah, let's see what our new upgrades are. We're at a garage. Ooh, we could upgrade the cabin. But, do I really want to? 39,000 to upgrade the cabin right now. 39,000. Plus, upgrading the cabin isn't always the greatest thing because it can add instability to your truck. I wouldn't mind going for the new engine, but again, even though it is, let's see, we've got a 360, so 400, so even though that'd be 40 more horsepower, it's only 100 more Newton meters. So I may wait on that a little bit longer. At least one more trip before I go and do that. I might add to the cabin just because it's more of an air dam than it is an actual taller cabin. So it really shouldn't add to the instability of the truck. But we'll see. You know, I may just decide to wait on that and stay with the basics. So, alright folks, that's going to be me done for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugger. I'm going to be signing out. I'll see you then.